There we go. There we go. Let's see. Hello, hello. Everybody's audio is connecting. Good morning, everybody. I feel like it's still morning.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, everybody, let us know if you can hear us. If you want to take yourself off mute and say hi, or if you want to just put something in the chat, that would be great. It's just showing us that you guys are kind of all still connecting, so we just want to make sure. Do you see that it still says connecting audio, or is it just me? Okay. If you're having some trouble, feel free to let us know in the chat, or hop off and reconnect, but hopefully everybody can easily get on. We've all Zoomed so much. We've all become masters. Hi, Kristen. I'm glad you could make it. I'll give you guys just a minute. Hi, Melissa. Welcome back. All right, so we're getting some in the chat, so at least we know that you guys can hear us. Yay. You guys, this is the last scheduled social media series that I have. We're going to do some more, but we're probably going to do one a month. So I will say that if there's anything else that you want, we have more details that'll be coming, but we're going to try and pick like a regular Monday, and we do one a month, and different types of content. So if there's anything that you particularly would want, you guys are the lucky ones, let me know, and we will work on either getting some experts or some stylists or salons that are doing that really well, and have them share all their tips and tricks and how they're making it happen. So feel free to put it in the chat at any time if there is some social media help that you are particularly looking for. And Goldwell New York is, in partnership with the Salon Social Media Shop, which I wear a couple hats. So let me introduce myself, because I know it can be a little confusing, but I wear a lot of hats. So my name is Danyelle Hildreth, and I am the Director of New Media for Goldwell New York. And while I was at Goldwell New York, I noticed that they kept asking me to help different salons with social media. I manage their social media and their email and their website. So, but they were like, Danyelle, can you help so-and-so salon? Can you help so-and-so salon? And I only work for them part-time. And then I have my own company called Mesh Consulting that I do customer service, training, and different marketing consulting. So I just really couldn't dedicate more time to it through the hours that I had with Goldwell New York, but we kept seeing a lot of the same things coming up over and over again. And one of the big things that I noticed was that people are, getting coaches, or people are listening to webinars and doing some things, but then they really still had trouble executing and help actually posting on social media. You listen, but then there was, still a gap to doing. So I created something called the Salon Social Media Shop, which is, I absolutely love Canva. I've used it for, over 5 years. I use it for everything with Goldwell New York. So it is a huge, amazing tool. You guys will talk to Claire too. Claire also loves Canva. So there are a lot of people that are jumping on that Canva bandwagon. It has grown so much. And so I started where I would create social media templates in Canva that were very specific just to the salon industry. So every month it's a membership, and every month you go on and you get 30 plus templates in feed format, story format, and now I'm actually about to release this week a Reels bundle. And if you're a member, you'll get all these Reels templates too. So I'm really excited for that. So that is kind of where this all came from. Is that I said to Goldwell, New York, they were still getting some requests from people with help with social media. And I said, well, let's create a series with the social media, Salon Social Media Shop and Goldwell, New York, and in conjunction. And I said, and I will kind of host it, but then I'll have great guests like Claire, who this is the second one we've done together. Well, really kind of 2.5, we'll say.
Yeah.
We planned to do one that didn't work out, but this is the second one that we're really doing together. And Claire is using social media to grow her business. So she is going to share just some of the specifics that she actually, does to help with her business. So Claire, I'll let you give a little intro and then we'll dive in.
My name's Claire Cioch. Most people don't know how to pronounce my last name, so they just call me Claire Does Hair, which is my Instagram handle. I am a commissioned stylist in Herkimer. I've been behind the chair. In August will be 17 years, which is crazy because I remember when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get to like the 5-year mark. I'm going to be so experienced. And now I'm still learning every day. I love education and learning and just bettering myself. So I'm super excited to be here because I always learn stuff too, even if I am the co-host. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're thrilled. What I love too about Claire is doing it. She's not just talking about things, but she's actually doing it. And I love a lot of the reels that she creates. They're really funny. So if you don't follow Claire, make sure you follow Claire Does Hair. And so today what we're going to go over is, I like to call this, when you're going to have a party, you get your house ready, right? So there's some things that you need to do to get ready to then grow on social media. And that is your bio. What hashtags are you using in your hashtag strategy to kind of invite people to the party, get more people to see, and then your captions. So call to actions, what are you saying? A lot of people, have images in them. They're like, okay, now what? What am I going to say? So those are 3 things that we thought we'd cover, today. We hope you get a lot of takeaways. And then at the end, I will actually, if I don't have your email, which I don't know that I do, I'm not sure. We have somebody who signed up just under a phone. And Natalie, I'm not sure if I have yours. If you guys want to put your email in the chat, I will make sure that I'll send you. We have some freebies that we're going to send you. Canva, you can create the link in bio, which we'll talk about when we talk about bios, and you can create one for free in Canva. So you don't necessarily have to pay. There's other places that you can get them to, but you don't have to pay for anything, and you can do it through there. So I'm going to give you some templates for you to create your own. And then I also have a little hashtag workshop. So you can worksheet, so you can go through what your hashtags are. So just, oh, thanks, Natalie. So just put your email in there so I make sure that I get it out to you. And then we also send out a replay. So as long as technology works with us, I send out a replay of this so you guys can listen to it, fast forward to parts, rewind parts, and check it out from there. Okay, let me just share my screen. I actually use Canva for this. So I'm in my Canva, so you can see it. You can see all the slides down here. I do this for a lot of presentations. I'm also an adjunct professor, and I just love Canva. Has animations and different things that they do. So here they all are. And I am just going to hit present up here. And it's our standard presentation, but you can record it. You can do lots of different things. So as I said, it's partnership Goldwell, New York, and the Salon Social Media Shop for the webinar today. This is the last scheduled one we have. More to come. We'll have one probably towards the end of July, one in August, and one in September that we'll announce soon. But kind of the reason we're all here, I just always like to share some stats, because a lot of people, you need to be doing this on Instagram. You should be doing that. Here's what everybody else is doing. So I just like to give some statistics to the why invest your time, why using social media to grow your business. So a couple of quick things related to the topics we're talking about are that Posts that have at least one hashtag average 12.6 more engagement. Hashtags just are going to give you more reach. They're just getting more eyeballs. That's really what hashtags are all about. So it makes sense that even if you have one on there. A while back, the average hashtag was having 11 on, and I'll go through some of the specifics with you, but there are, they help. And it doesn't matter if they're in the caption or if they're in the comment, the first comment. Either way, it gets you the same amount of reach. Just so you know, photos, showing your face. I know I look at a lot of feeds that are just hair, you know, and a lot of them, your clients may not want to show their face. So it's the back of the hair, the side of the hair, that, you know, even this, I still can't see who it is. And the reality is that if you actually show face, you get 40% better performance on that post. And I know Claire has come out of her shell in the past, I don't know, a couple of years. You've been doing it for a while now, that you show your face, you have videos, you know, you're doing reels, you're doing fun things. And people like to see that. You're building that relationship, and it actually is better with the algorithm. So it's also technical. Posts with tag locations get 79% engagement. And people use lots of different things for their location. They don't actually always use their salon. Sometimes they use, you know, trending, you know, hotspot that you can go to. So if you're near a university, if you're near a park, if you're near a place that has a lot of concerts or a venue, or, you know, some things like that, people put restaurants, all sorts of things. I mean, I have mixed emotions about this, because sometimes a lot of us are accustomed to it, you know, and just get that it may not be the location. But if you want to drive people to your chair and to your salon, I think you need to make sure a lot of the times you are putting your actual location. Maybe it's your city, maybe it's your salon name that you're choosing. Claire, what do you do for this?
I usually tag the salon.
Mm-hmm.
It did come up though in one of my classes, one of the girls, the stylist, she didn't feel comfortable doing that. So I had suggested, like you said, to just tag her city. That way people have an idea of at least where she's located, even if it's like, I forget, I think she was from Buffalo. So I just had her, or suggested to her, to maybe just tag Buffalo, New York. That way, if a customer found her work and loved it, but they live in Texas
Yeah.
or something, they're not heartbroken when they realize she's not in Texas either.
Yeah, no, that's great advice.
Yeah.
And even, you know, in Buffalo, you can do Buffalo, New York, you could do the suburb Williamsville, or, you know, like, I don't know, wherever you could do a couple of different things so that maybe you're changing it up.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's a great suggestion. So how hashtags work is I look at them in kind of in 4 buckets. There's discoverability, there is finding content, there is research for your audience, and then there's building like a campaign or a promotion kind of strategy. So these are 4 different ways that hashtags works. First one everybody looks is, you know, discoverability. It's going to improve your reach. The more that you have, the more they are relative to what you're posting, the more reach you're going to have. So you know, it might be a trend, it might be a color, it might be a type of haircut, you know, curtain bangs. A lot of people just want to go to that hashtag and look at all these different types of curtain bangs, right? And then they're going to show their stylist, hey, I want this one. So there's that discoverability that they'll see things. This goes beyond typically your audience, which is a great thing, because your audience is being fed your posts not very often. So don't be afraid to post a lot, because your actual audience is seeing, you know, maybe 1-2% of the time that you actually post. It's really low. So this will go a little bit beyond your audience. And then also finding content. So if you are thinking that you want to really, maybe you're all of a sudden want to do a ton of bridal, like I really want to go really big into the bridal market, then you can look at some bridal hashtags and go and see what kind of content all of those hairstylists and salons are creating. And so you can use it to find content and ideas. And then you can also use it to find, let's just say, quotes. Maybe you want to add quotes into your feed and you want to share some positive reinforcement on certain things or topics. So you could use the hashtag search and then you're sharing that stuff to your stories, or you're screenshotting it and sharing. I always, if you do that, that's fine. I just always like to give whoever it is you're screenshotting from the credit in the captions or tagging them. But you're finding content too that then you can share. Some people might do it with fashion. You guys might do it with a makeup, like if you're doing hair and then it complements with makeup or wellness or those kinds of things. Research your audience. So this is a way, if I lived in geographic is huge for stylists. I'm sure you guys are all amazing, but there is a limit to some people, how far they will drive for a haircut and a color, right? So this is a huge opportunity for you to use hashtags, the geo hashtags. So I live in Rochester, New York. I could be searching there. I live in a suburb called Pittsford. I could be searching that hashtag. I could be, maybe I wanted a bunch of college students. I could be looking at the college university hashtags here and, looking at my audience and what are they saying? What are learning about maybe that audience I want? You can do the same thing with a target market like bridal. So you want to increase your bridal market. I can learn about what are all the brides and grooms saying and talking about and whatnot. So it's a great way for you to kind of search and learn more about the clientele you want to build. And then a campaign. So some are very brand focused. You could have one specifically for your salon. This was an example of a salon, they actually have a giveaway. Some people do takeovers. This is Shirigo style. So there's branded type hashtags that are more specific to you or your salon. Or they could be specific maybe even to a promotion that you're doing. Maybe it's over a period of time. Maybe you're recognizing your clients. So it's something having to do with you and selfie, so, maybe it's Clair does hair selfies, or maybe it's Hotspot as a salon. She works at Hotspot Selfies. So you see how it's a campaign kind of driven type of thing. So that is how hashtags work. Feel free to put in the chat if you have any questions, or if you hadn't thought about using hashtags these ways, you just thought about the discoverability, but there are more opportunities for you to take advantage of the way that they work. This kind of repeats a little bit, but then you got to think about which type of strategy do you really want? Are you going to do research? Are you going to find and use hashtags that are, smaller, more niche? Because when you do TGIF, how many people might have that? Or when you do hashtag obsessed, how many millions of people might that be? And it could be on food, it could be on fashion, it could be on a pet. I mean, you could be obsessed with anything. So you really need to think about, do you want to go smaller? Do you want to go more niche, really relevant to your industry or your clients? You also need to think about when you're going to post your hashtags. I find a lot of people use more hashtags that other salons and stylists understand more than their clients. So think about what are the things that your clients or your dream clients might be searching. And it might be that they're looking for curtain bangs, or that they're looking for a vivid color, or, I want rainbow hair, or, these are the types of things that a person is going to search for. Or, maybe I know some people do a lot of geo hashtags too that are a little bit more branded. 585 salon is what I see a lot here in Rochester. So what is your strategy for that? And you can come up with one, and you just make sure that that branded thing is on every post that you do. And then it does help with the algorithm for you to use popular ones like that TGIF or Throwback Thursday, that's, TBT, or outfit of the day, all of those hashtags. It does help the algorithm when you get on those, and just more people are scrolling through that hashtag feed and seeing you. So it's great if you can do a mix of these for the strategy, but you still need to think about how small and niche you really, want to go. You need to think about what your branding hashtags might be, and you need to think about your audience. What types of clients do you want, and what will they be looking for? So putting all of those into conjunction to hashtags. We have a lot of hashtags to use. I guarantee you guys all aren't using them. You aren't using all the ones that you can. So I would really I will give you a worksheet that kind of walks you through this too, where you can write down some ideas. The other thing to think about is, we've talked about this at I think almost every social media series we've done is content pillars. So, are they entertaining? Are you inspiring? Are you educating? Or are you actually converting, a sale, a book an appointment, a service, those kinds of things. To find hashtags. So you're like, okay, Danielle, I know what I want to do. Now I need to find the right hashtags to do it. I recommend that you browse Instagram. Look at what everybody else is using. Look at what the brands that maybe the products that you're using, the tools that you're using, what hashtags are they seeing and saying and using too. So you can find a huge list really easily, really quickly. And if you look at some of the top people, I don't know, I wanted to say Blonde Chronicles. That's not right. I'm saying that wrong. She's a really big Instagram user, but you look at some of those really big people and what are they using, and you can see if they're relevant to what you're talking about too. And then look at other salons and stylists in your area. Are they using particular hashtags? What are they doing for their geographic? Are they shouting out that they're a salon in that region? Is this all making sense to you guys? I know, let me know in the chat. Give us a thumbs up if this is making sense and this is doable. You guys are on board. I can't see the chat though. So Claire, oh, there it is. See, Claire, you're gonna have to let me know. All right. So here are just some quick facts. So on your post, so if you're on Instagram, what you're gonna actually put on your post, which goes into your feed, you can have up to 30 hashtags. You can put them in the post or in the comment. A lot of people used to think if you put them in the comment, they didn't count. They do count, they still work, they still help. It's not gonna get you in any trouble. You can put them in your stories. So I think this is huge because not a lot of people are doing this, but you can put up to 11 in your stories and you can hide them. You can put them behind a sticker. So if you look at this picture here to the right, like this is, it says refueling for Empower, and there's a little sticker there with a little skeleton and coffee. You could make all of the hashtags really tiny. You could shrink them down and put them behind that sticker, for example. Or you could make them the same color. I could shrink them and I could make them the exact same color as this background, and nobody even ever sees them. So they don't have to mess up the aesthetic of what you're doing. And then also you can put them in your bio. So they do link. You can see that this one is highlighted blue, Love My Surface Hair, and it actually links to that hashtag. So if you have a branded hashtag for yourself or your salon, I would make sure that you're putting it in your bio. And I know Claire's going to talk a little bit more about bios for us, but it will be another place that you can show, your branded work. So I thought we'd do a little fun game. So hopefully if you're multitasking, try and pay attention now. We took Claire's fun feed here and we put a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. And practice makes perfect, because this is the hardest part, is then you go, oh my gosh, what am I going to put for that hashtag? So if we were to look at Claire's post here, actually, Claire, what does it say? You don't want to miss this.
Yeah, that's for the leader sale.
Yeah, so it's a promotion post.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you guys actually put for a hashtag for this? What would be your ideas? If you could put them in the chat, or you can unmute and share what your ideas are too. You guys out there?
Any action?
I'm not seeing anything in the chat. They're quiet. In the silence, I just realized I have my window open, but I'm so glad there's no big noise happening. So Kristen, what we're saying is we're showing you her feed, and there's a 1, 2, 3, and a 4. So we're going to play a little game and say hashtag this. So for this post in number 1, it says you don't want to miss this. Claire said this is a post about the leader sale. So it's a promotion post that they're having. What would you put for a hashtag? What do you think would be some hashtag ideas? I know, you got to think, don't you? So one suggestion I have too, while you guys are thinking of that, a big tip is I use a couple of different things, but one is later.com. I use that program to schedule all my social media, and it also offers an option for you to save captions. So I have, for example, for Goldwell, New York, I have a saved caption for Goldwell, for KMS, for Surface, for Amica, for Diva Curl, for all the brands that we sell. I have captions that are hashtags specifically for that brand. So I know all the ones Amica uses. I know all the ones that, you know, Goldwell uses. So I don't have to remember them every time. So I just boom, and it clicks and it adds it in. So that's later.com. And I can put that in the chat. And it's a scheduling tool, and it will schedule on Instagram, on Pinterest, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. You can kind of do all of your content at once and then schedule it out, which is really cool. And then the other thing is, if you don't want to get into having another app, I use the Notes app, which comes on your iPhone. I know there's another, like there's other memo type apps that just come with your phone, and you can save them in there. And maybe they're topic based, you know, maybe this is all about blonding, you know, and there's a bunch of hashtags, and then it's all about, you know, sale ones that you would use. And then it's all about, I don't know, balayage, painting, process. Like you could save them so you don't have to think like this hard every time. All right, so Kristen put, stay tuned, hair surprise, love retail. I think those are good. You're not bad at this, Kristen. You just have, think about it, you came up with 3. You have 27 more that you could use. Isn't that crazy? So Claire, what would you put for this, or what did you put for this?
I used hashtag Claire does hair, Goldwell NY, CNY hairstylist, and 315 hair. I didn't use all 30. I just used 4.
Yeah. And you don't have to use all 30 for sure. I can't say that I use all 30 either, but it's nice. So here, you know, she has branded hashtags. She has geo, you know, hashtags. She has some that are a little bit broader too, like CNY hairstylist is still geo, but it's a little bit broader than just, you know, a hotspot hairstylist, you know, so that's how many of you working at the salon. So, and then Goldwell, New York. So she tagged kind of a partner. So that's something to think about too, is the partners that you want to tag. All right, let's do one more. Come on, Kristen, you got this. Let's do number 2. So it's a hair picture here, and it says, oh my gosh, would you wear this style to an event? I think is what it says, right, Claire? Okay.
Yeah, I
and
just
so
realized you could put a poll on a reel and it works.
yeah,
Yeah, that was interesting.
there's something else you can just do with a poll too. I can't remember what it is, but there's something else new that they just added. You can, or not a poll, but on a reel. And I was like, oh, I'll have to, I don't know, that'll be a future training.
Yeah.
Go through all the new features they're rolling out with reels. All right, so what would you hashtag this post? And Kristen, that's why you're here. You say you're bad at it. You're not bad at it, but that's why you're here, to get more ideas, right? All right, Claire, what did you put for that one?
I did 4 again. I don't know. That must be my lucky number lately.
Sure.
I did Claire Does Hair, Event Hair, Hair Education, and Goldwell, New York.
Nice. Oh, Kristen had some she put in here too. Low bun, Rochester hairstylist, wedding season, prom updo, event styles. So Kristen, those are great ones too, because if I am looking for a prom updo, that's what I'm searching. If I'm looking
Mm.
for, bridal hair, that's what I'm going to go on Instagram and I'm going to check it out. And as a client, those are the things that I would definitely search. So I think that that's great. So great suggestions. And then Claire has, some of the ones, yeah, 4 must be your lucky, boom, boom, boom. I got 4 and I'm good to go, which is okay too. Yeah, wedding season.
Yeah.
These are all great. And then again, tagging. So I do recommend that depending on what your goals are with your social media, that you tag, brands or tools or things like that. If you have a goal of, being an influencer for them. I also will recommend that if you want to be an influencer for a specific, maybe it's a publication or, obviously behind the chair is pretty big, but if you wanted to do behind the chair, that then you're not also tagging Modern Salon, Salon Today, Hairbrained, and every other, I don't know, publication that's out there that really focus in on the one that you want. And the same thing with products. If you wanted to be a Goldwell influencer and you love KMS, then you should be tagging KMS and everything. So what products did you use? And you don't have to put them all in the box. And then I will say for Goldwell New York, you can kind of multi-brand, which is nice because we sell. So if you wanted to be featured on our page, or if you wanted to do some influencer work with us, then tagging our brands is great. But for us, I'll be honest with you, as soon as you tag Gregkin, you don't get featured anymore, because we're not going to share something on our page that's with a brand that we don't sell. So you have to think intentionally behind what you want to do. If influencer, and I mean, sometimes it's as simple as you want to get the free stuff from some of these brands that they might sell when you become. Amika has, I'm trying to think of what it's called.
The Stylist League.
Yeah, there you go. The Stylist League. They have a fun name. Surface has a group. Goldwell and KMS have a group. Claire's part of that one. So if that's what you want to be, a part of, some of them pay out, some of them do, you get a box and you get free stuff, and they're all different. So just FYI, I'm sure Claire would share her experience with that and what she's done if you guys want to, DM her or reach out. And if you have questions on the different ones under the brands that Goldwell New York carries, I'd be happy. Feel free to reach out to me. Okay. Now you get to hear Claire talk a little bit about captions. So if you thought hashtags was hard to figure out what your hashtag was, but not only do you have to do that, you have to write a post, right? So what you should actually write in caption for your posts.
Yes, so this is my 3-part caption strategy. It simplifies it a lot, so it's a lot easier to digest, really, and I think it takes a lot of the pressure off, just knowing that you're going to do 3 parts and that's your whole caption. So you want to start off with a strong hook that's aimed at your dream client. So if your dream client is a bride, we'll just go down the bridal route again. You might want to start it off with something like getting married this year, or 2022 brides, or attention brides, something like that, to really hook the dream client. And then the second part is going to be what I like to call the meat. That is where all your information is going to go. So as a reader or a consumer of content, we really like things to be in bite-sized pieces instead of like a huge paragraph. It's just easier to read and digest, I guess, what the information is that we're providing. So you can do line breaks, you can do simple sentences. It can be really long as the pieces are broken down in bite-sized sentences. You can use emojis, you can change your fonts, and it's just easier that way instead of doing a huge paragraph, because that can get, if I'm scrolling and I see a huge paragraph, honestly, I just keep going because I don't, for whatever reason, I don't have time. Even if I have all the time in the world and I'm scrolling, if it's in bite-sized pieces, I'll read the whole thing. If it's a paragraph, I tend to slide by. And then the third one would be the CTA, or the call to action. So you want to end every caption with a call to action. That rhymes kind of. So that can be book now, call the salon, anything that gives them something to do at the end. And we'll go through all of these more in detail.
So I see, Kristen, you raised your hand. Did you have a question? Maybe, maybe not. You can either put it in the chat or you're welcome to unmute. You should be able to do that, but either way. So we'll let Claire continue, but then just let us know. Oh, she says no. Okay, no worries.
Okay, so some hook ideas. This is a really good page if you want to take a screenshot or take a picture on your phone for later when you're coming up with your captions. I have this saved somewhere if I'm running out of ideas or can't think of anything. This will help you come up with your caption. So some hook ideas would be, I can't live without my, and then you would not put what that item is, you would skip that. That would be your first line, and then do a line break. So that way the person will click on see more, or I think maybe it just says more. So then they're automatically wanting to know what you can't live without. So they will want to see the meat of your caption because they want to know what it is you can't live without. Same idea for you need ... So you could say you need this dry shampoo, but you would say it in the next line. Did you know? Attention, reminder, hear me out. This is for, and myth, or and share like a myth or a fact. So the this is for could be, this is for 2022 brides, or this is for 2023 brides, or hear me out. And then it could say something like, this is how you should come to your bridal appointment. So you're really just putting the hook out there so that they want to see more of what you have to say.
And this is a great strategy, you guys, because if you're scrolling through the feed, you know, you only see that first line or two lines at the most. Usually it's just the first line.
Yeah.
So this makes them click on your post. So now they're clicking on your post. So it means more, Instagram will go, oh, this must be interesting. Somebody just actually clicked on it instead of just kept on scrolling, and now it'll be shown to more people. So this is a great tip. So make sure you guys are taking this in, screenshot this. Claire's given really great ideas.
And it's nice too, if you share your post to your story and tap on it, and then it gives you like your name and then the first line of your caption too. Mm-hmm. So then people will click on it from your story as well. Okay, so those are some of my favorite hooks. The meat, we'll call it. This is these are some ideas of what you could actually talk about in your caption. So how to use product. We all know how to use product, but maybe your dream client or your clients in general don't know how to use dry shampoo. I have a lot of people that are like, oh, it doesn't work for me. And you're like, yeah, right. It works for everybody, but maybe they're not using it properly. So showing how to use product is huge, or talking about how to use product. Any retail specials that you might have in the salon, like the leader sales coming up, that's a good one to talk about. Salon promotions, maybe you do loyalty points or referral points or something like that you could talk about. Your favorite services, of course, that way you can get to do more of those services. Any announcements that you might have, like your schedule changing or openings or anything like that. Frequently asked questions. This one never gets old because you're constantly being asked the same question, like, how often should I shampoo my hair? Or how often should I get a haircut? Or what's the best shampoo for frizzy hair? You know, all the questions that you get asked all the time, you could constantly post about.
How do I make my color last longer?
Yeah. Um, an interesting one to share would be an unpopular opinion. So you could share, let's see, what would be an unpopular opinion? Maybe, I should have had something prepared for that. What would be an unpopular opinion that we have?
Like about hair specifically?
Yeah, or maybe unpopular opinion, coming to your bridal appointment with clean, dry hair. I feel like that is pretty an unpopular opinion because most people say like 2 or 3 days dirty is like ideal, but I personally like to have them come with clean, dry hair. So we could share something about that. That one you could do like the hook, hear me out. This is an unpopular opinion, blah, 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 blah. I
Yeah.
feel like maybe I should share that
I've
actually.
seen people share too, like when you come, what is it, when you come in the winter with a turtleneck to your
Oh,
hair
yeah.
appointment? I've seen like some
Yep.
stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I've gone, oh my gosh, I think I've done that. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Yeah. I owe you one.
I'm like, ooh, oops.
Yeah, so, it doesn't necessarily have to be negative, just something, like an unpopular opinion. And then specific clients, so by that I mean you could address just brunettes or just redheads or just blondes or just short hair or long hair extensions. You could just address a specific group of clients. And then the last one I have here is a written tutorial. That one kind of goes back up to how to use the products. But you could do a written how to do like how I have my hair today, like some little space buns or how to curl your face framing. Just write it out. And that way, if they save your post, which would be a call to action, they can go back and like, oh, okay, how did she say to curl my face framing? Then they can go back and see it in writing. So those are some really good meat ideas. And do you have any questions so far?
No?
No? Okay. So then we have the call to action ideas. These are things that you probably are already sharing with your clients every day, but it's nice to have them at the end of your caption for like that final send off. You know the caption's over. You're not just leaving them willy-nilly wondering what to do next. So a couple of different ones I have here. Call the salon. So that would be like if they wanted to make an appointment, maybe they liked the picture that you shared and they want to know more how to book with you, they can just call the salon. Send a DM. This one I usually share if I have like the leader sale. Send me a DM if you're interested. You can comment below, visit the link in your bio, follow me. Sometimes people aren't following you, but they see your content. So that usually would be like a reel or um, like a video. I feel like those ones do the best when they'll end up on the explore page and people that you don't even know are watching your reels. So follow me is a good one if you're sharing a video or a reel. Double tap, which is like the post. Save it for later. That one's really good if you share tutorials or how-tos or announcements. Share this post. I use that one a lot if I share something that I think is funny. I don't know. I think people think I'm funny sometimes. But share this post on your story if you laughed, or share this post with your friends, tag a hair bestie. Oh, I didn't put that one on there, but that's another good one. Book now or text me. Those are all good call to action ideas. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the bio. Your bio is what we see when we click on, or what someone would see when they click on your Instagram page. So I like to think of it as like the new business card. Instead of handing out your business card, you're telling people, oh, follow me at Clair Does Hair on Instagram. This is going to give them an idea or first impression of what you bring to the table as far as Instagram is concerned. So starting with your profile picture, your image, I believe if you're a stylist and you're comfortable with it, it should be your face, or at least your salon logo. Putting a picture of hair is nice, but we've all seen the back of a curly balayage. We want to see who you are, or at least where you work, or your logo. The name, that is where it's bold under the image, that is searchable. So you can put Goldwell of New York, you could put Western New York hairstylist, you could put balayage specialist, anything like that, that's searchable. So when someone searches something on Instagram, your bio could, or your page could pop up depending on what they're searching for. And then the description, you get 150 characters. So it's a little bit, sometimes a little tricky to fit everything you want to fit in there, but that's where they're going to see like what you're about. And we'll go into detail about all of these things too. The link that is also clickable, you could do like a link tree, or there's a bunch of different ones now. But basically what that is would be one place for all of your links. And then your location. This one, for whatever reason, is like a giant pet peeve of mine when people don't have their location, even if it's a broad location like New York State. I just want to know where people are from when I click on their bio, even if it's a coffee shop or something totally unrelated to hair. I want to know where they're located. So putting your location is huge. You want to make sure that you definitely have that on your bio. So here are some of my favorite bios. These are all stylists that you may know or have heard of before. I think we've all heard of Kristen since she's in the meeting. Hey, Kristen, there you are.
Kristen, you didn't know you were going to be spotlight, did you?
I actually did ask her permission. But,
oh, okay, good.
So she's not totally surprised, but maybe she was surprised when I asked her. So these are some of my favorite bios because it's clear and concise and everything that I just talked about. So for Amanda's, her searchable name is CNY color specialist. So if someone searches CNY color, or even colorist or hair or anything like that, she's probably going to pop up. She has her location, what she does, and her specialties, and then she has her link to her campsite, which is similar to a link tree. We'll go over to Kate's. She has her name and everything she loves, where she is, what her specialties are, and she has salon owner, which is giving her some credibility, and then her website. Kristen has what she does. She has credibility, saying she's a specialist and a Goldwell educator, first place in artist choice from TrendZoom 19. So she has a hashtag as well, and where she's located. And then our hero, Lexi. Everyone knows Lexi, hopefully. She is showing us her face. Well, everyone is showing their faces, which I love. She's saying what she does, where she is, and her link. And I love that everyone's pictures are a little bit different, but you kind of get an idea of who they are from just their little tiny picture.
And I think that, like, so Amanda, I know, and I know I don't know if it's been a year, but she moved salons. So I think her location is very intentional that she has that first in her bio,
Yeah.
right? So people know the new salon that she's at, which, so she thought about that when she was doing this and going, oh, I better make sure there's no questions. Everybody knows where I'm at and
Yeah.
where they can find me.
I love that
Yeah.
she tagged the salon too, and same for Kristen. So they
Mhm.
could visit that afterward if they wanted to.
Yeah, because I mean, speaking from I'm not a stylist, so speaking from a consumer, yes, I go to the salon for my stylist, but I also love, the salon ambiance and the feeling. And there's different, everybody's got different vibes in different types of salons. So that could make it just an even better experience for somebody. Or if they're deciding to go here or there, they want to see what the salon looks like. They want to know what they're going to be walking into. So I think that's also, yeah, I think it's great.
Yes. Okay, so for your bio, this is just going to go a little bit more in detail of everything that I talked about a couple slides ago. So you want to optimize your name, and because it's important for the search. So like I said before, you can search people not only by their username, but by that the clickable search bar. I like to be creative in this part and not repeat what my username is. So I wouldn't put Claire Does Hair twice because I already have it as my username. So I actually have, let me pull up my own page here. I have hair education and then my name. So if someone's searching Claire Cioch, that would come up in that one. Some people have, let's just see. Oh, like Amanda has CNY colorist, color specialist. So she's being creative there, not repeating her name. And then also keep in mind all the time what your dream client is searching for. So if your dream client is bridal, maybe you would put bridal specialist or CNY bridal or your city in bridal. That way you can find all those brides that are looking to get their hair done. And you want to add your skills. So what sets you apart? What are your specialties or your interests, and what gives you credibility? So Kristen had Goldwell educator. That gives her some credibility in her bio, and her specialties and interests were there too. And you can always change the font. There's some examples of websites here are they websites or apps?
I think they're both. I think you
Okay.
can do both. But so you literally type in the words like change the font, and then it will give you 30 different fonts, and then you just copy and paste it into Instagram.
Oh, okay. Nice. I haven't gotten into that. I probably would get
I
some.
used to do it. I haven't done it in a while. I should start doing it again. I
Yeah.
used to do it when I made comments. So when Goldwell New York made comments on other stylist pages and stuff, like their posts, I would get a common comment that then I could go and I could comment on a lot of other people's things, and it stood out because it was weird font. So everybody's going through the comments like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's
Who is
smart. I
that?
love that. That's awesome. I like to use emojis. I joke around and say that emojis are one of my love languages. I just love emojis so much. So I definitely use a ton of emojis in my comments and I have some in my bio. And that it helps space out your text, and it also shows personality. So I think if you look at a couple different bios after this, you'll see which ones stand out, and they're typically the ones that have some emojis mixed in, even if they're just like bullet points or like the location pin, or a heart or a sparkle or whatever, any sort of emoji. And then you want to include your branded hashtag. So we talked a little bit about that before. So I have Pretty Hair Club in my bio. Some people have, you probably have Goldwell New York and Goldwell New York's page, or GNY inspired, I would assume. And then you can always include your location. So if you have a creator or a business account, it will allow you to have an address, which saves you characters in your description. So instead of me having to use up however many letters it takes to spell out hotspot, salon and spa in Herkimer, New York, I can have that as my address link. So that is kind of like a cheat code to save yourself some characters there. And then you can also optimize your web link. So I have a milkshake, which is similar to Linktree. It's just a newer, different version of sharing all my links in one place. I have the salon's website. I have my Amica link, Goldwell New York's website, my Amazon storefront, and it's all in one place. So that's really convenient. So you can just say link in bio instead of having to, send a separate link every time. Your contact info. So those can be found with the little bubbles. You can do email, text, DM. I think you can do directions, and a book now. And you want to make sure to include relevant keywords in your bio as well, because people can search or it will come up through the algorithm. So you could use your salon name specifically, or where your general area where you're located. So I wasn't sure who was coming today, so I picked a couple different areas of the state, CNY, Western New York, or Hudson Valley. You can show your personality in your bio. You can, if you have room, you can show your hobbies or interests. You can do, I don't know why I haven't done this, but I could do like a little cat emoji. Like that would show that I'm interested in cats, and people would get an idea of my personality that way. You could do, some people I think have like, I forget what I was going to say.
Like I have, like you might have a wine glass.
Yeah.
You might have I put a cookie in mine. I love
Ooh,
sweets.
nice.
So
Who doesn't?
I use emojis for this part. Like you could
Yeah.
quickly with emojis just show personality. Maybe the person dancing. I don't know. You can do a lot of things.
Yeah. So I think some people like have maybe like a kid or two, if they have kids, or sports or whatever, just to give a little more personality, and that could connect you to someone before they even reach out to you. Line breaks, you can do the return button just to break it up again, like the bite-sized pieces of the caption. You could do that same thing in your bio. And then you want to include a call to action, just like your caption. So you could do click with like an arrow down. That's what I have, so that they'll click my link, my milkshake link. You could do shop, you could do book now, learn more, sign up, join now, anything that's another call to action. I think that's the end of my little spiel. Hopefully it didn't
Yeah,
go too fast.
that was great. Great information. So I hope that you guys were able to, take something away. Like I said, I'm going to email you a couple of things. So I hope that you just sit down. It's as simple, if you didn't know, I didn't put it in here, but you go to Instagram and it says, it's a little button right on your homepage. It says edit profile, and you click on that, and that's where you can do all of this for your bio. I just want to share, I already told you guys, that, I love Canva. So I get a lot of questions about Canva with the Salon Social Media Shop. So there you can join for free. There are free accounts, or you can get a pro account. And the pro account's $12.99 and monthly, and then $119.99 yearly. And the pro account for me is just, it's a no-brainer. You get so much more access to things. You get things like they remove the background. So like if you're looking at me right now, right? Like I have to tell you, my background, I had to do it this way today, but it's not my favorite background. It's my husband's desk behind me. But I could take this picture and then I could remove all of that and it would automatically do it, which is really cool. So great sometimes when you're doing hair and you didn't get the best shot, and I don't know, somebody, the stylist behind you's in the background, I don't know, a million things, right? So it has that option. You can create folders and organize things. It has a ton of stock images and stock video. So, you don't have video or you want to do something else, you can add that in behind, even just if you wanted to write a bunch of text. So anyway, I just want to make sure that you guys all know about Canva and kind of the options, and that it is a tool that I think will help you. And this is what I created. So if you want to see what the link in bio looks like for when you create it in Canva, this is the Salon Social Media Shops. So I have freebies, the social media series, monthly membership, annual membership, and if you're already a member, and then I have this little learn more up here. So they kind of all go different places. Definitely you should all go click on the freebies. There's a bunch of free templates in there and you can get them, and then you download them into your Canva. And the great thing is once you download anything into Canva, it's yours to keep. It goes into your Canva and you have it for life until you get rid of it out of your own Canva. So you go ahead and use them. I can't remember all that's in there because I just keep adding to it. But there is like some hello introduction. There's, like some favorite retail. There is like testimonial. There's a couple of little different things in there. So everybody go click on that. But I'm going to send you guys a link to my favorite. So this is what I created. But if you were to go into Canva, you can search templates and you can search a link in bio template. And so I went through and I chose the favorite ones that I have, and I altered some of them to be more salon specific. And then you'll have a ton to choose from. So, and then I'm going to send you guys also this.
Sorry, it cut out for a second, but you're back.
Oh, okay. I say, then I'm going to send you guys also this hashtag to help you with your strategy, because I know that was hard. It's hard to think on the spot and figure it up. So if you do it now, spend the time now to figure out what it is, then you're not trying to, do that every single post that you're going to put through. So, coming up with branded hashtags, coming up with popular hashtags, and then coming up with, some things that are more related to your customers. So I'll send you this little worksheet so that you can go through it. I'll send you the link to the ideas for the bios. So how the bios work too is in Canva. When you create this, then you get an option to download it. Like you could download it as an image, a PDF, all these things, or you get the option to just view it. So you can have a link, a URL it will give you for people to just view it. And then that's what you actually put in your Instagram. It is kind of lengthy. It's like Canva, blah, 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 a million things. So I created then a bit.ly link, which is just, there's other shorteners, things that just shorten a URL. So it actually says bit.ly, but then it goes to this Canva. So just because I didn't like the way it looked. And I will say for Goldwell, New York, if you guys are not following us Instagram, this is going to be my call to action, my plug, because we have five more till we get to 8,000 followers. So if you aren't following us, please do at Goldwell NY. And hopefully I keep, you lose some, you gain some. I'm like, oh my gosh, we keep teeter tottering so close to 8,000. But it would be great to get there. And then if you don't follow Salon Social Media Shop, please go check it out. If you have any questions on it and templates and how to use them, let me know. If you have any questions on Canva, let me know. As you can tell, I'm very pro Canva. And Claire, make sure you follow at Clair Does Hair, and she is a great resource to see fun content ideas. I know Claire also uses, you know, TikTok at times too, and then brings it into Instagram, so you get to see trends and things that are going there. And we really hope that, you know, you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining us, Claire, and thank you so much for you guys taking the time. And as always, you know, DM, message, let us know if you have any questions. We are here to help.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right, you guys have a great day. Enjoy the weather today. It's cooler. So, but
Yes.
enjoy summer. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I have to figure out how to stop recording. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Now I got it.